The best young player alive just dragged San Antonio to the finals, and he did it making less than 40 role players in the league. $16,900,000. That's Victor Wembanyama's salary. A generation later, a finals run on a rookie deal worth less than a backup point guard's. And that is not an accident. It's the only reason this team exists. Because San Antonio built the cheapest contender the rules allow. And the moment it stops being cheap, the same machine that broke up every great team before it is already waiting.
The NBA and NBA Players Association have agreed to a new collective bargaining agreement with some big changes.
That second apron that we all joked about with the orange apron on free agency day, that comes with a lot of harsh rules.
I understand the logic behind it. I understand what Adam's trying to accomplish, and he wants parity. He wants to create as much equal competition to win a championship as possible. I personally disagree a little bit with him on what is best for the league.
To see the trap, you have to add up the bill that's already been written. Start with what's on the floor. A number 1 pick, last year's Rookie of the Year, this year's number 2 pick, 3 of the most valuable young players in basketball, all on rookie scale contracts. Rookie scale is the cheapest a star is ever allowed to be. The league sets the price, and for the first 4 years, the team pays a fraction of the value. San Antonio has 3 of them at once. Add 1 max veteran, De'Aaron Fox, and you have a finals team for less than almost any contender in the league. That's not luck, that's the cheap window. Every great team gets one. The question this channel always asks is the same: what happens when it closes? Because the bill doesn't disappear, it comes due. And the league already knows the exact date.
And the most interesting thing to me is the young teams, Oklahoma City, Houston, teams that have accumulated tons of good, interesting young players, already have to start thinking 3, 4, 5 years ahead.
Sure.
Once they all come up for big contracts, can we pay them all? Is that even realistic anymore? What do we have to do to prepare for that scenario?
De'Aaron Fox already signed his 4 years, $229 million, starting next season. That's documented.
A Spurs star, De'Aaron Fox, has reached agreement on a 4-year, $229 million max contract extension with the Spurs that keeps him in San Antonio through the 2029-30 NBA season. This is a signing that'll occur later on Monday, and De'Aaron Fox and his rep, Rich Paul, navigated a trade to his preferred destination, the only place he wanted to be, San Antonio, back in February. He wanted to be a Spur. He got there.
Now the one coming. This summer, Wembanyama becomes eligible for a rookie extension. The projections aren't vague. $250 million at the floor. North of $300 million if he makes an All-NBA team, and he will. It kicks in for the 2027-28 season.
San Antonio announced today they've exercised their 4th-year option on Victor Wembanyama for next season. Now, Wemby focused on strengthening and expanding his game this summer. Here's Keldon Johnson on how he feels his 7'4" forward/center is evolving as a playmaker and distributor.
I feel like he's just evolved his game. I feel like he's one of the hardest workers. He works very hard, and I have no worries.
Then Castle, then Harper. The 2 cheap rookies become 2 more extensions, stacked on top of Wembanyama, stacked on top of Fox. The cheap window doesn't slowly fade, it detonates all at once around 2028. 4 players, 2 of them not even paid yet. And the combined number drives San Antonio straight into the one line in the salary cap the league built to be uncrossable: the second apron. A line in the cap. Cross it and the punishments are surgical. You can't combine salaries to make a trade. You lose the tools to sign outside players. Your draft picks get frozen and eventually forfeited. It is engineered to do one thing: take a team that looks too good and make it impossible to keep together.
You cannot aggregate contracts in a trade, meaning that you cannot add DeAndre Ayton and another player and send out money. Your first-round pick, which would be in 2032, becomes frozen if you're in the second apron. You cannot use your tax mid-level again. You can't send cash in a trade. And more important, if you're in the second apron 3 out of 5 years, your first round pick in 2032 gets moved all the way back to the first round.
This is the part that should stop you. San Antonio doesn't get punished for failing. They get punished for succeeding. The better Wembanyama is, the more he's owed. The more he's owed, the deeper into the apron they go. The more they win, the faster the rule closes around them. Their reward for building the best young team in basketball is a set of penalties designed to take it apart. If you've been here before, you've seen this machine do the exact same thing. $3.85 billion. And the man who built it took $3,400,000 a year. 5.4 cents on every dollar of value he created. $113 million, what one man paid to stay under this exact line. It was never separate stories, it was always one mechanism. And the machine has a birth year, 1999.
The San Antonio Spurs have won their first NBA championship. 26 years coming, and the Knicks made them sweat for every bit of it.
27 years ago, the San Antonio Spurs won their first title. They beat a New York Knicks team that had no business being there. An 8 seed, the smaller, thinner roster. San Antonio was simply deeper. That year was also something else. It was the first season under the contract the league wrote after the lockout, the one that invented the maximum salary, the ceiling. The ceiling became the luxury tax. The tax became the apron. Same machine, 27 years of upgrades. One job: stop a team from staying great. In 1999, San Antonio was on the winning side of being deeper. In 2026, the rule has been rebuilt specifically so that no one, not even them, gets to stay that deep again. The team that once benefited from the league structure is about to be crushed by it. And here's the cruelest part, because one man already showed the only way out. Across the floor in this finals is Jalen Brunson. Last year, Brunson gave back $113 million of his own contract, on purpose, to keep his team under this exact line. He paid out of pocket for the right to keep his teammates.
So we can bring back Mikal Bridges, so we can build out our roster in free agency and not have our pick frozen in 2033, for example, here. And I give him a lot of credit, and I think Knicks fans should give him a lot of credit. Here's the trade-off, though. Okay, now there's always a trade-off, though.
That's the choice the apron forces. Either a star writes a 9-figure check to the franchise, or the machine takes the roster apart. Brunson found the loophole. San Antonio is walking into the trap. Same rule, opposite fates. And only one of those is a fairy tale. On December 31st, 2029, the agreement that runs this entire machine expires. Every team is negotiating against that clock right now. The apron isn't loosening, it's tightening.
There's always the thought that any new change to the CBA, any hardening of the cap is going to make it difficult for the middle class because like Mark says, the stars are going to be paid like the stars and the rookie guys are going to get paid what they're dictated to by their rookie contracts and then the extensions. But we still do see a lot of guys making 15, 20, 25 million. And the reality is to be a championship team, you need guys like that, like Derek White in Boston, who we talked about last block. That's $20 million. To me, I'm most interested in looking years out. That second apron that we all joked about with the orange apron on free agency day, that comes with a lot of harsh rules.
San Antonio did everything a franchise is supposed to do. They lost on purpose for years to earn the pick. They won the lottery. They drafted the generational talent. They built a finals team before he could legally drink in some countries. And the reward written to the rule book for doing all of it right is that keeping Victor Wembanyama for his career eventually cost San Antonio more than $500 million. And the same rule that makes him that expensive is the rule that won't let them build anything around him once they pay it. Which leaves the one question the documents can't answer yet. Brunson found the one crack in this machine. The Spurs are about to test whether there's a second one, and the deadline on all of it is already written into a deal that ends in 2029. The man who beat this machine is standing on the other side of the finals floor. He gave back $113 million to do it. That's the next file. If the math ain't mathin', show us the document. This is Beyond the Buzzer.